$1,000,000 question is always, are we live yet? And I never have the answer for about 5 seconds after this happens. So yes, I think we are live. Hello, mass nerds. Welcome. Welcome back to another mass testing video. Now this one's a little different. It is a live stream, and I am recording it, but no one's going to be here to watch it with us. So there won't be any comments. There won't be any trolls. But this test was as part of an article and web video, and I don't know exactly what you would all call it, for the Wall Street Journal. So I was working with Adam, and I'm blanking on his last name. I think it's pronounced Fink, but let's just double check. Let's check. What's the last name of Adam? Falk. Adam Falk, sorry. Adam Falk. Adam Falk is doing a just kind of thing about mass, and was interested in have some mass from Amazon tested to see what we would find. And so as part of that, I said that I would definitely do the testing, but I have to follow my standard protocol, which means that I'm going to record all the data to make sure that it's legit. So this is a typical live stream for me, but there'll be no one else here watching it other than me. So it means I won't be distracted. There's no one that can distract me from today other than myself. All right, well, we'll get started here. So as usual, we're going to do our baseline check. Let me reset the counter there, because there's about 6,000 particles per cc in here. Not too bad, but a little higher than I'd like. It's a cold day in Minnesota. I think it was like 8. Actually, what is it? Oh, it's -2 right now. It's cold. I can feel it in the room. I can feel the chill. All right, so we got about 6,000 particles per cc. I'm going to hook up my zero count flow meter here, or zero count HEPA module. Boom. Concentration's plummeting. Okay, that's what we would expect to see. We want to see that, and it takes about 10 seconds or so to get down to that value. So there we go. All right, 6. Yeah, and we're at 0 now. So now there is 0 counts. So the average concentration is 1 particle per cc. No, 0.1 particle cc. 0 particles per cc. 0.03, 0.04, and now it's 0. 0.02. So, all right. So there's our 0 check. I always want to do that to make sure that the counter has full range. So we'll go ahead and pull the tube back off. You're gonna see that concentration spike it back up. Now that's just the room air. It's a little higher than I'd like, but we'll use our aerosol generator to generate some sodium chloride. If I have to, I will grab a little HEPA module to pull this whole room down. To get that concentration down a little bit. Okay, as usual, we'll be using a 16% sodium chloride salt solution, so that's 8 milligrams of some Morton iodized salt in 50 grams of water. So that's 16% mass over mass. That'll generate about roughly 60 to 75 nanometer sodium chloride solution after it dries. And in very dry conditions, it's like 20% RH here. It's drier than a desert in here. In my face and my lips and my hand to show it. And then what we'll do is we'll generate that aerosol. I always measure the concentration outside the mask. I'll don the mask. I'll measure then the concentration in the mask via the test port that I punch through the masks. And that difference in that is going to give me a clue about how well that mask works on my face. Now, of course, there's always this issue that different masks fit faces differently. So we'll use fix the mask for mask that it does work, or I may use my hands to help be like, I think I got a leak here. This mask doesn't fit my face very well. I'll seal the leak. So you may see some of that. All right. Well, let me kick on the generator here. Data. Oh, I guess you're all watching me the video of the video of the video. I do have a mass test data set that I'm going to add this to. This will be private until the their only request was that I don't put the data in my sheet until they've had a chance to go through it all. So I will put all the mass names in here and where they came from. I may not put the links yet, but and this data set is not live. It's a copy, so you won't get to see it until after everything goes live. I understand from their perspective, like they don't want anyone to know this story came out and stuff like that until after we've all had a chance to see it. So I think that's a fair trade. Normally I like to do it live, but I can understand I understand. What is cool is you're going to see this bathroom in high def. Normally you're always watching through a crappy webcam camera because I'm lazy and I just set my laptop on there while I do this. But you'll get to see the laptop. You're going to see the bathroom. You'll see me talking a little bit in it. That's kind of cool. It was way more production than I thought. I thought they had asked, well, can we shoot some video? And I said, oh yeah, of course, you come over, shoot video. I was expecting a single person with just like a steady cam or, something small with like just a single mic on it. But this was like full on production, like big expensive cameras, lighting. It was cool. For a nerd like me, I don't, normally my world is pretty mundane, especially during COVID. I don't do a lot. So I guess maybe that's the problem. I don't do a lot. I need to get out some more. All right, we're gonna let that concentration climb up. When it hits that 25,000, we'll hit the generator off here. So we're gonna just let it overshoot just a little bit. Come on, 25. I see it coming. Oh, we're almost there. All right, there we go. Hit the generator off. All right. As usual, we're going to start with our Moldex in 100 control. We expect to see 99.99% filtration efficiency out of this mask. Why do I use that? I use the same mask over and over again. I'm always trying to gauge the range of my measurement. It is not a standardized test method. It is a test method. It's called the total inward leakage test. If you look at the KF94 standard, KN95 standard, and FFP2, they both do this test type. Mine is a little different, that I use kind of a weird aerosol. It's a really small aerosol, which isn't, it has its pros and cons. I have a whole video where I talk about how my test aerosol compares to other things and why I think, if anything, my test standard is a little bit harder than the standard. So the values I show, I think, represent real-world protection relative to respiratory aerosols that are floating around, but it is certainly not. I can't say with certainty that mask is KN95 or not. Like, if it's 50%, I'm 99% sure it's a fake. If it's 91%, I'm pretty sure it's probably 70% fake. And if it's 94%, I don't know. Could be real. 94% could be real. So that's kind of the challenge with my test method. All right, so we got about 20 seconds on there. So we got we'll take our 20-second concentration average. 2.460 e to the 4. All right, we'll go ahead and we'll don that mask. Also, well, I guess it doesn't really matter. I was going to say, tomorrow you can watch me on live stream with Senator Ed Markey, but y'all won't know this until probably next week, so it'll have already happened. Well, let's hope it goes good and I don't do anything or say anything stupid. Now, I can't tell you if that'll actually happen or not, but statistically, I say stupid stuff, so. All right, just watching those counts. All right, call it there at 2.844. Stabilized 2.844 particles per cc. So again, that's 99.99. We'll go ahead and we'll pick off the mask, get our upstream concentration. Just taking a look at what's coming up here. We got some exciting masks. I believe they're all from Amazon. Now, we'll see how well they stack up. See if we got any fakes. I don't think so. I did a preliminary test just using room air. I couldn't do this test in my normal closed door. Oh, do you notice that I notice? Oh, Aaron, close the door. 2.019 e to the 4. All right. Look at that, trying to sabotage my own tests. I need to close the toilet also. I don't know why it was open. I think my son must have been here. I don't want to drop any masks in there. All right, next up is the 3M 8210. Again, I've been using this mask consistently for a year. Usually get around 99.3 to 99.5, and that's really just dominated by how well does it seal to my face. It is a head strap mask that's N95, so that helps. But if I'm freshly shaven, but you know, like it's hard. It's really hard when you're talking that small of a leak. You know, it's like, oh, is that mask just folded over slightly, just a little bit here, or you know, it becomes very face fit dominated. So it's kind of a fun conversation. 1.982 e to the 4 upstream concentration. 19,820 particles per cc. That's 20,000 particles for every cubic centimeter of air. You breathe in about 500 milliliters or 500 cc's every breath, about 15 times a second. So just think how many particles deposit in your lung every day. It's a lot. This is why air quality is so important. And why, when we talk about COVID respiratory aerosols, your lungs are a big target because you breathe in so much air and they collect a ton of material. They're really actually pretty good filters. Problem is your lungs are filters. So if you're filtering COVID, your lungs can capture it and grow it. Not so good for that. All right. I'll stop talking and let this concentration come down. All right, Carl, there, 154.4. 154.4. 154.4. All right, 99.22. It's pretty typical. Oh, did I just break the strap? Oh, whew. I thought I broke the strap. The straps are notorious for breaking on these masks. The fact that it's made it this long in its life is pretty incredible, but we don't, you know, eventually I'm going to have a problem that this one's going to break and I'll have to break out a new 8210 control. I got 3 of them prepared just for this. They've been sitting in a bag waiting for their time to shine. Concentration's coming down a little bit. I left that door open, so it's gonna bleed out a little faster out of here, so I'm glad that I caught that and closed it. All right, we're just gonna let that stabilize. We're almost there. Let's give it 20 seconds. All right, 1.694 e to the 4. 1.694 e to the 4. Let me type that in before I forget. 1.694 e to the 4. All right, so 99.16. That's pretty typical. I used to get like, yeah, I guess it depends. It's probably wearing out a little bit too. I mean, the filter media will be fine for nearly infinitely long. It's the straps and the nose wire. I noticed is starting to get a little bit. I formed it a few too many times. Okay, so the Air Queen, historically I used to say 90, and then it kind of went to 89, and now we're in like the high 80s, or high 80, like 88 and a half, something like that. So it feels like this one is slowly over time drifting down, where the other 2 masks have stayed pretty dang stable. So I guess we shouldn't be too surprised. I never planned on using a mask. Oh, what am I doing? I got to get my upstream concentration first. I never planned on using a mask this frequently. Let me just make sure that... let me make sure this is not shared with anyone. Okay, Adam is on there. Okay, so someone else is in here. Let's just hope it's... I don't know. I'm not sure who it is. How would they know about this? I guess I just... Oh, I don't know. Okay, let's... I see some people viewing this file, and I'm not sure who it is. 1.732 e to the 4. I guess someone will be on the... one person will know. I guess I'll... It should be private, so... Well, anyway, I'm just going to double check to make sure it is private. Yeah, it looks to be the case. All right, call there 1794. Jumping around a little bit, so 89.6. That's pretty typical. All right. We'll do our first batch of masks, I guess. So let me just set my control mask here to the side while I wait that concentration to stabilize. I think the question is, we've got quite a few from Amazon. We'll do the ubiquitous WW doll mask. Let me just double check to make sure that is the case. I got a bunch of them here. Yeah, the WW doll mask, the foldable mask. They sent me a few of them, which is good. Let's see. I got a picture of the package. Now, if I remember correctly, these were made by Chengde. They make a lot of masks. Looks like they have a few different brands out here. I'm just looking at the Amazon listing. He did send it along with me. Doesn't say on there. We'll see. We'll see how they actually stack up. I did test them quickly in the video with just room air. I couldn't do my sodium chloride generation like as I normally would because the door was open, so I couldn't keep the concentration high enough. But all right, 1.804 e to the 4. 1.804 e to the 4. So 89.85. So that's not too bad. Alright, we'll let that stabilize there for a second. Notice my flow rate's going a little high there, but we'll let it stabilize. To be a little careful, not to plug the. I think I got a little bit of butanol in that line, so hopefully it dries out here pretty quickly. All right, well. Oh. What did I lose? Oh, my test probes. Let's put those away because I don't want to lose those. Those are expensive. Actually expensive. All right. Next up is the ever ubiquitous WW doll. WWE. All right, and I'm just talking to myself at this point because otherwise I would never. All right, so this is WW doll KN95. It is claimed as a KN95. It's stamped right on the mask. They do have it labeled almost appropriately. They need to have three things. Lloyd likes to talk about this now. It's Section 7 of the KN95 standard. Labeling standard is that you need to have KN95, the standard GB 2626 2019 in this case, and then also the manufacturer's name and the size if applicable. So they got two of the three, so I guess that's better than nothing, but I'll do it as worn first. It's yellow. Good choice, I guess. It's ear looped. And the concentration to start with. Let's let it sit for 20 seconds here. We'll let that concentration stabilize. All right, 1.29 e to the 4. 1.29 e to the 4. Oh, they're at 179. 179. Jump around just a little bit. Got 98.61. Hey, that's a good mask. That is a good mask. Good job for them. Let that upstream concentration stabilize. Oh, oops, sorry. I didn't mean to screw that up. I gotta drag that over. Sorry, y'all. Forgot about that. Oh, it's much better. I was on OBS there watching it. All right, so let that concentration stabilize. There we go. We got 1.317 e to the 4. 317 e to the 4. So just a little bit of shift, not much. 98.63. So nice job, WW doll. Not all masks are fake. I'm just gonna put that back in the bag as I knock everything off my counter. It's a little busy. I brought some of the equipment up for the lab shot. Some of the stuff we use. We didn't really cover too much of the pressure drop stuff, but I will test the pressure drop with these masks as well when I get. That won't happen until tomorrow, though. Let's do the next one next. This is the what brand is this? It's the Wan Wayne. Wan Wayne. Looks like it's Wan Wayne, another Amazon brand. Wan Wayne KN95. Oops, KN95. Bifold. As worn. Black. Ear loops, but I did have to shorten it. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna want to don this. Maybe I'll repeat that other one with Fix the Mask too. I forgot to do my Fix the Mask. Now I apologize. I'm probably gonna hit the microphone as I install this. There we go. We'll just do the ear loops as worn, and then we'll go ahead and test it. So 1.232 e to the 4. I will have to start the generator back up here shortly, so let's get started. I did have to shorten the ear loops just to make it comfortable on my face. Uh-oh. Not looking good. That, my friends, is a underperforming mask. I was worried about this. I looked at this in the beginning in our quick test. I was like, I don't know, this thing might not be performing very well. I called it at 1372. It's kind of jumping around a little bit too, so that's okay. Let this pull out. Yeah, 88%. That there, my friends, is most likely a very underperforming KN95, sorry. And from Amazon. I'll read you the logo. Brand, Wan Wayne. Black, KN95. Mask, 20 pieces. Cup dust safety mask. Breathable, 5-layer with elastic loop. And nose bridge. Clip for adult men and women. They were nice enough to print me out the listing. Purchased on December 25th, 2021. Disclaimer, the KN95 mask is not an N95 mask. For more information about KN95, please seek the following before you purchase. Amazon/about KN95s. Well, do they also mention that yours is underperforming? We'll do a fix the mask on it too. Make sure it's not a face leakage issue. Because remember, my test does involve face leakage. Now, I typically see around 98%, but this one, not so much. And I'll maybe even test a couple from the bag, you know, just to make sure. Mostly what I don't want is I don't want to lose my Amazon account. I don't want Amazon to get mad at me and then like ban me from Amazon for some reason. I still like their service for some things. I just think that, you know, when it comes to KN95s, you just got a lot of problem players out there in that space. And they should probably take care of it by saying, hey, if you want to be an Amazon manufacturer, send me your ISO. Now, I don't really test my knowledge. I think it's 13184. Is that the medical one? I'd have to Google it. I don't remember all the top of my head what that one is. So I'm just making sure that the Fix the Mask is sealing properly my face. So the Fix the Mask seals the mask really up tight to my face. this reduces any chance thing. I'm actually going to kick the generator on too. We're dropping just below the 1,000 particle cc limit, so we'll kick that on. So we'll go ahead and copy that. So we're going to say this is Wan Wayne plus fix the mask. And so this combination, make sure that it's really sealed tight to my face. And we'll actually repeat this test with that WW doll as well. I'm going to get some really good data here because I have a feeling that when this mask gets reported as underperforming, Amazon and other places are really going to question it. And they should. I mean, I guess I wouldn't trust some guy on the internet either testing and reviewing masks. So, you know. I don't know, kick it up to 20,000 particles per cc. What I'm worried about is that we have this background concentration of room air. That would mean I was cooking dinner tonight, you know, all these things that happen and I generate these particles. So what I want is, those will bleed out over time, and I want to make sure that what we're filling this room full of is aerosol that is mostly sodium chloride. We'll have some byproduct of some stuff that's happening around it. So the test is always a relative test, a relative comparison to the other masks. But that's why every test I use the exact same sequence of masks to make sure that I have at least a repeatable measurement. And we can compare a mask. Again, I can't tell you, I cannot with 100% certain, well, I shouldn't say that. Almost most masks, I'm not going to be with 100% certainty say if they are real. If that mask tests at 30%, I'm pretty confident that it's a fake, 99% confident. But like I said, like 88%, one mask, I'll test another one out of there just to be extra safe. You know, if they all test really low, then we can say, yeah, that's probably an underperforming mask. I'll keep two. And if we want to do it right, we can send a couple masks to a real lab and they can test them out. So let that concentration stabilize there for a second. So I always want to make sure, I mean, like I said, my test is a dude on the internet who tests masks in his bathroom. I'm always cognizant that that is what I do. But I do really try my best to make sure the data is consistent, repeatable. I use my background in aerosol science, make sure I'm doing stuff right. There are ways that I could prove this method. I could switch, instead of using Tygon tubing, to using conductive tubing. But it doesn't really matter for this test because we use the same set of tubing for both the upstream and in-mass tests. So if there's any particle loss, it's a diffusion-related process, and that is related to either, you know, the length of the tubing and some properties of the tubing. But since we're using the exact same set of tubing, the diffusion loss is the same in each one, and it cancels out. I actually have a topic about that in the video. I cover that whole mechanism. Is it perfect? No, but I keep doing it because it's the mechanism I have. I actually have some conductive tubing down in the basement ready to go for this, but I'm just going to keep using the same method. It's very, very repeatable. Okay, we'll get started here. 2.922 e to the 4. All right, I call there stabilize on 1583. So 94.58 with Fistamask. So I did have some face leakage. We'll repeat this test again. So that's why you always use Fix the Mask, because It's possible that I had a face leak. I didn't feel like I did, but it's always the possibility. So we'll do the WW doll with the fix the mask next. It'll be done in 1 hour from now. So let's get this show on the road. We only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 masks. We can do that. Fix them. Just letting it stabilize here. 2.648 e to the 4. Okay, so with fix the mask, maybe. Well, let's come back to this mask. I'm gonna punch another one too. So I'm going to set that in there. I will need to label that one as 1. So, alright, so let's install the mask. Fix the mask. Okay, there we go. 2.694 e to the 4. Alright, jumping around a little bit, call it 325. So right away you see that, you know, had a good seal with the WW doll, 9879, so definitely a low performer there. We'll test a couple more of those. Alright. That fist of the mask is kind of hard on the nose bridge, so you hear me kind of like squeezing down on my nose. All right, we're done with the WW doll. We'll come back to visit you again later. Let's move on. Get the upstream concentration going here. Just waiting for it to stabilize. 1 more second. 2.327 e to the 4. All right, next up is the KN95 from Primacare. Okay. Do it as worn. I did shorten the ear loops because they were just too long for me. It's something you always got to do with these masks. If you want a good seal, shorten the ear loops. You can install cord locks too. That works fine as well. Now I'm going to pull this out. Oops. We'll just open it back here, I guess. Let's pull this out. close all of these other windows so no one can see anything else. But if I have to edit this, I will. It'll get blurred. All right, there we go. I got a little bit of nose leak there. Yeah, not a great nose wire. Not a great nose wire. Yeah, I got a nose wire leak. Let's just do fix the mask on this one. It's not a worse. It doesn't fit my face very well, so we're just trying to see if it's real. So we'll just go ahead and do fix the mask right away here. Since we're playing the is it or real or not game, we'll just go straight to the. We'll use fix the mask to do that. There you go. Funny nose there. We'll just do that right away. We'll stabilize here for 20 seconds, and we can do. All right, 1.849 to the 4. All right, let's do this. How does it behave? Oh, dingus. I think I would have done this before or something. All right, call it there at 89.01. 99.52. Hey, good job, Primacare KN95. You make a good product. Oop, bump that off. All right, put the Primacares back in the bag. Primacare is legit. What's next? The Chaisip. Chaisip? Is it Chaisip or Chai? Chaisip? I'm not sure. Let's find out. All right, 1.778 e to the 4. Good job there. 120.22. I got the Chaiso KN95. So KN95. Oh, KN95. I must have KN94 somewhere there. It's a bifold. We're going to use Fix the Mask. It's black. It's ear looped. All right, 1.836 e to the 4. All right, 95.8. Stabilize at 95.8. So another good mask. It's kind of what I expect typically out of KN95s, is kind of being in that space. So the fact that that other one got 94, the Wan Wayne, the Wan Wayne got 94%. I think that mask is probably an underperforming mask. All right, got another bifold style KN95. Then we'll move to the cup styles, and then we'll go from there. This is the Primacare. The Primacare. Making good progress now. Set that right here. Go ahead and jump off that 1.919 e to the 4. 1.919 e to the 4. 99.49. So I think that highlights, like, yeah, you can have a good mask. You know, and like I said, I don't know. It's easy to talk smack a lot about manufacturers, and not all masks are fake. I think the 60% number that the CDC uses is probably high. I don't think it's that bad anymore. I think at one point in time it was that bad. And I would argue, though, that I bet you a lot of these masks still would not pass the full standard. There is one test that's really hard to pass, the 200 milligram loading test, and I wonder what percentage of those tests happen. Just checking the flows here. This is the Primacare. KN95 plus Fix the Mask. KN95. It's a bifold. It's a Fix the Mask test. We're going to put it black. Had to check in the mirror. That's kind of silly. Ear loops. Concentration is. I'm going to let it stabilize here. Let it stabilize for a second here. particles perceived. It's coming down a little bit, so I just want to stabilize. There is definitely a current in this room right now. When the wind blows outside, I think we're getting some air through these windows here, so we're going to see the concentration kind of fluctuate a little bit. When the wind blows, I think the leak, it's just so cold out, and we're getting a little leakage through the windows. I'm actually getting some natural ventilation in my bathroom. That's okay. I mean, that's the way it goes sometimes. All right, we'll call it there. 1.466 e to the 4. 1.466 e to the 4. Oh, not that high. Oops. 1.4466 e to the 4. There we go. 14,660 particles per cc. Bone care seems legit. $80.85. 80.85. So again, another legitimate mask. Kind of highlights that the Wan Wayne probably not quite a legitimate mask considering what you're seeing from other KN95s ordered from Amazon. All right, well that's the last of the Amazon bifolds. Well, I guess I should say Amazon bifold not N95s. We're going to jump into a couple of N95s that were purchased, some MacRight, 3M, and AER. We'll come back and circle back to the Wanware, sorry, excuse me, the Wanware, and then we'll come back. We'll test it a couple of them on there. Now I can't fix the mask with the cup mask. It doesn't work very well. I've tried it in the past. So we'll just have to test it out. Now this is a cup mask, got stapled bands. Not a big fan of the stapled bands, but they're not on the inside at least. Nose foam, nose wire, not great. Pretty weak on this one relative to the 3M that's sitting next to me. All right, 1.424 e to the 4. 1.424 e to the 4. We're going to kick the generator on here shortly. 99.44. So that's pretty consistent that we see a nice, range in there, and definitely the Wan. Not quite up to snuff relative to the other ones. Now, I guess I'll do it on the other way. Sorry. So, okay. So, oh, my nose. I think it's important to understand the range of how bad that is, though. So when we look at those other KN95s that test at 99.4, so they got about 0.5% roughly leakage, and then you have 5 or 6% leakage. And it's not a delta of 4% or 5%. That's a delta of 5x. There's 5 times more particles coming through in that mask than the other one, so it's actually quite a bit worse. So it's definitely a low performing mask. Is it fake? I'd be willing to wager probably. But there's no guarantees. You need a real mask tester for that. And I always say this is not a official Pro AP 0018 N95. So this is a NIOSH N95. It's a cup style. We'll do it as worn. It's white. Head strap. And I think we're ready to rock. 1.35 E, 350 E to the 4. All right, let's kick this off here. Kind of wimpy straps. Pretty wimpy. Huh. not convinced that this is real either. That's pretty low performing. Let's just go to a fix the mask test. Fix the mask typically doesn't work super well with this style, but we'll try to see if I can hold it a little bit tighter. Oh man, this mask is also super itchy. Oh, this is really uncomfortably itchy. Woo! I gotta get this thing off. It's like really irritating. Give it 20 seconds. Yeah, I don't know what they on the inside of this thing is just scratchy. It's like pokey scratchy. So you know what? I'll put the fix mask on just to make sure it's not a face seal issue. If the mask doesn't fit your face, it's not going to protect you. So 1.296 e to the 4. I'm doubtful. This is fake. All right, 961.9. 961.9. Yeah, I think this is fake. Holy smokes. I think this thing's fake. All right, we'll pull the thing off. Let's take a look at it. Yeah, I think we got ourselves a fake mask here. Search this TC number. See if it's a legit supplier or not. Well, I wait just a couple seconds here. So let's see TC 84A-4049. See a 510K for it. Back in 2007. Let's see if we can get on good. Got just a few seconds left here before I need to move on. So that's interesting. You know, is it just doesn't fit my face? Is it not real? Is this a fake mask? I don't really know. Aer Pro Company Limited. I don't know. Definitely low performer, 1.254 e to the 4. So 92.46. You know, I don't think that's real. I don't think this is you know, it'd be interesting. I know that's a super expensive thing to ask for, but man, I would love to send these to an actual lab and see how my data compares to an actual lab. It's expensive, you know, probably costs $500,000 to do it, but you know, even if it was just a couple samples, it'd be super interesting to see kind of how the data stacks up. I mean, I see my data compared to like the MIT Lincoln Labs data and other people's data. I'm pretty close. Everyone does a little bit differently, so there's always a couple plus or minus 1 or 2%, you know, 0.5% or something like that. I can't get this back in the bag. But I'll test maybe another one of these too. So that's actually more surprising to me. I mean, I'm kind of doubtful that it would pass the 200 milligram loading test. I can pretty much guarantee you that. That's what everyone kind of forgets, is that one of the condition test criteria for NIOSH N95 is that it has to go through a 200 milligram loading. So we'll test the 3M one here. Let that concentration come up a little bit. But that's interesting, 92.46. All right, so we're actually that actually got updated to be, that was let's fix the mask on top of it. Okay, so this is the 3M 8200. All right, so now one of the things I don't like about the 3M 8200 series mask is that, oh, I got it right here, is that they staple through the mask body itself, which I don't know if that really is a great thing to do. I'm just gonna kick this generator off here in 1 second. All right, let's turn the generator off. So if you look, you can see that the staples go through the mask. So now it is allowed to happen. I was reading some weird OSHA review stuff, and they do allow it. They do allow it, but it's not preferred. It's kind of what their late statement is. They do allow a stapled mask, so I guess that is what it is. All right, so let this stabilize. Kind of overshot a little bit there. While we wait for that to stabilize out, I'm just going to look at this this thing. Trying to see if anyone tested it. If anyone's tested it or not. It's 10 o'clock. I got to go to bed here pretty soon. Let's see if anyone else. Let's see, MacRight. What's this? Aer Pro. Huh. It was approved all the way back in 2004, so it's been around for a while. So maybe, I don't know, man. I don't know, people. I'm not convinced it's legit, but that's just me. Well, we are stabilized. 3.374 e to the 4. 3.374 e to the 4. All right, let's hook up here and let's roll this baby. Well, it smells plasticky, so it must be 3M. They always have a very distinct smell. I think it's the glue they use. All right, stabilizer 86 particles per cc, so 99.75. You know, I'm not convinced that that mask is real. I think it's either low performing or I don't know. I don't think it's real. All right. Well, 3M ones that I got definitely real. Not to be confusing there. I was referencing that Aer Pro mask that we had just tested. The 3M one, a little bit chemical smell, that's for sure. I saw some people commenting that on Facebook that they were fake because they smelled, but it's like, you don't know 3M masks then, because they always have a little bit of a chemical smell to them. Some people say it's not a good smell, but I like it. It's the smell of protection. I'd prefer they don't smell that much either, but I always joke that people always like, how do you know it's real? It smells right. All right. So we're going to test out the MacRight here. I'm just going to make sure that punch on there really good. So we are stabilized 3.077 e to the 4. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. I don't think that mask is real. I wonder if they'd be willing to... I wonder if I could contact that would test it for me. I need to make a friend at a testing lab who's like, hey, Aaron, I like what you do, but they make real tools to do all this. And I would say, I know, I'd love to buy one, but they're $50,000. I don't got, not even that, they're $150,000. I just don't got $150,000 hanging around that I could spend on a mask tester. If I did, I'd have a really nice car first. All right, that's nice and good and tight. We're gonna hook that up. We'll do this one both ways. I think we'll try to do this as worn and then with fix the mask too. Ooh, that's a good nose wire on it. Good nose wire. Oh, didn't need to do that. We don't not need anything down that far. All right, so just copy and paste here. All right, this is the MacRight N95. MacRight. Sakura N95. It's a NIOSH N95. It's a bifold style. It's going to be as worn. It's white. It's got nice yellow head straps. I'll let that concentration stabilize for a second. All right. 2.548 e to the 4. Let's take that 20-second average each time. All right, they're called 280.9. 280.9. So 98.9. Pretty dang good. We'll do a fix the mask on top of that. I think I get a little leak right here. This mask is just a little tight on my face. Like, I cannot, if I open my, it's like, this distance is a little, way too tight for me to be comfortable long term. So we'll let it stabilize here, and then we'll do fix the mask next. While we wait for that to stabilize, I can be smarter about this, save myself and you all a few minutes. Not that anyone probably makes it this far into the video, and if you do, I don't know what to tell you. You got too much time on your hands. And then what do we got left? We're gonna retest. We'll retest a couple of those, and then that's it. That's it. We tested all the masks from our friends at Wall Street Journal. .465. 2.465 e to the 4. Okay, so 98.88. That's pretty good. That's pretty dang good. Let's try it again. Let's do it fix the mask. NIOSH N95. It's bifold. It's as worn. It's white. It's head strap. It's not as worn though. It's fix the mask. I like the name too because it implies that we can make it better. All right, 2.484 e to the 4. 2.484 e to the 4. I feel like I got a leak somewhere here. It doesn't feel quite snug against my nose. Oh, there we go. It's right there. It's just like a little something right there. All right, jump around a little bit. Hold 193.5. 193.5. So a little bit jumping around there, kind of a little unstable. So, you know, again, 98.99. We're in the 99%. All right, we're going to test another one. I got to step out for 1 second because I'm going to get a labeling tool so I can label these masks as 1 and 2 so that we don't mix them up. I'll be right back. I got to pop this out. I'll get a labeling. We'll test a couple more of these fakes, and then we'll call it a night at 10:30. So I got 15 minutes here to close her up for the night. Be right back. One's calling. Oh, let's get the registration. 2.223 U4. All right. What was that one called? The Wan Wayne. Where are my scissors at? Did I leave my scissors on the table? think I would have done this before sometime. Scissors. I always like to label the masks in case I need to come back and test it again. Once they're put on there, they're impossible to tell which one's which. So don't want to mix them up. I have come back and test masks many a time. If you watch this channel, sometimes I whip out an old mask to say, oh, how does this one compare? Like Powcom new mask versus old mask. So you never know when you're going to need to revisit a mask. Plus, maybe it's just one bad mask, right? Like, it has happened, I'm sure. Oh, God, the build quality is pretty low. I wouldn't be surprised if these were fake, to be honest with you. The build quality don't look very professional. Because the build quality looks pretty poor. Hopefully they still have. I'll keep 2 of them, because maybe we'll forward these onto the lab. I love that. Oh, I don't have my mic hooked up, do I? Just 1 second, everybody. Bigger lab. Alright. I need a bigger lab, that's what I need. My problem is that I don't have a big enough of a lab. That's why I said if I had $150,000 to buy something, it would not be a tester. It would be a bigger house. No, not really. At least remodel this one. That's what I would do. I would remodel this house. Let me make sure my mic's on. Mic is on. Check my audio levels because I come in and out here sometimes. Check mic, check. Okay, we're good. All right, let's do this thing again. So I'm gonna punch and prep this bad boy. I need my other tool. Get that one loaded up there. Hey, stop going under there. Do that. All right. There we are. Do it on the right-hand side. This is an industry standard tool. You can buy it from TSI, based out of Shoreview, Minnesota, just up the street from me here in Minneapolis. One of the biggest aerosol science companies in the world, located right here in Minnesota. Not surprisingly, the aerosol lab out of the U of M spun off a lot of great companies. I owe much of my education to 2 professors from there, or at least not my education, but my real education, industrial education at MSP Corporation. Dr. Ben Liu. And unfortunately, the deceased Virgil Marple. Virgil Marple was a really cool guy. So this is the, what is this called again? Wan Wayne, sorry. Wan Wayne. KN95, sample number 2, plus fix the mask. We're just going to do fix the mask right away. This is a KN95 rated mask, in theory, but not really. Black. Ear loop. It's getting late. I just tried to fix the mask without a mask on. Now, see, most scientists would hate to be live streamed because you'd see all the stupid things that they do in the lab, all the mistakes. But maybe it should be the standard for how we do scientific research. Just live stream it all. Test your data, talk through when you make mistakes. I think we always try to make our data too perfect. Document. Mistakes happen. Okay, concentration's coming down a little bit. We'll go 1.586 e to the 4. 1.586 e to the 4. All right, jumping around 845. 845. Yeah, so I get 94%. So I don't know. I don't know on that one. Label this one number 2 while we wait for that concentration to stabilize. I'll do one or more of those Aer Pros. Wan Wayne, number 2. So I don't think it was a port error. We got two pretty similar values. And that's hard to say. Is it real or not? It's not a high-performing mask, that's for sure. I want to see high-performing mask. 99%! Come on. So, of course, I'll say, well, how do you know it's fake? Well, I can't know. They're too close together. But the other mask, I really am honestly concerned. I don't think it's a legit mask. Given that the 3M's at 99%, I think it's... I'm about 80% sure that other one is not a real mask. Okay, well, let's try... What did they put those Aer Pros at? Right here. Let's do another one. Or Aer Pro. Aer Pro, sorry. Aer Pro. Grab that concentration. 1.557 e to the 4. 0.557 e to the 4. So 94.62. I don't know. Okay, so that was number 1. I'm going to label this one so it doesn't get mixed up. There goes that label. Try that again. Number 1. Probably something you don't want to hear always in the bathroom. Is that number 1 or number 2? Ha ha ha. That's a good dad joke for the bathroom crowd. Alright, we'll go ahead and label this right on the headband so that we know what mask is what. In case they got to go back, they got to go to a different lab. Just in case. Coming up to my 10:30 bedtime very quickly, so this will be the last mask of the night. I'll punch it, I'll port it, move it on test. You know who does have a tester at their facility? TSI. Should make really good friends with them. Maybe they'll let me come up and spend an afternoon at their place testing masks. That would be super awesome. But I know that they don't want me to do that because it's a liability for them. They can't have someone up there saying, well, is this mask real or that? You know, a certified lab, you know, there's all this stuff. They don't want to get in the middle of that. I'll tell you that much. So I doubt that they would let me do it. But maybe they'd lend me one. Maybe they'd be like, hey, Aaron, I'll lend you TS 8138. I mean, I feel like I get a really good fit with this mask. I don't feel any leakage around the nose wire. That's normally where I got it. That's where I was getting a little bit on the 3M a little bit, just like a little bit there. This mask is also, the second mask is, wow, it's really scratchy. All right, 1.325 e to the 4. They call it there, it's jumping around a little bit, 713. They call it there at 713. So 94.26 or 94.62. I don't know. Test port's good on that one. Where's number 2? Let me just make sure. Test port's good. I don't know, man. I'm gonna stabilize. We'll do the. It has an itchy mask. Ooh. Ooh. Sorry. Oh. It's like. Stop. These are like a different lot. Printed different. Different text size. Huh. Let me see if they all look the same in here. These all look the same. I got the concentration here in a second. I don't know. They may not be all the same lot. Don't know. 9420. Oops. It's going to be 1.297 either for 1.297 either for. Oops. All right. Well, there we have it. It's hard to say. Can't make a conclusive statement today. Just looking at the data. Got 92, 94. Then you look at the rest of the mass. 99, 98, 99, 92, 99, 99, 99, 98, 94. So, I don't know. I think based on what I'm seeing, they're definitely low performers. It's hard to say if they're full-on fakes, but I guess they're better than complete garbage. So, anyways, there's your Amazon test for the Wall Street Journal. Hard to make any determinations. Maybe you're real. Maybe I would love to send these on. I think these are. I think the suspects are these two masks. I am not entirely convinced based on the data that I'm seeing that they are full-on legit masks, just because they're pretty low performing. I don't often see any N95s in the 100 or in the 90s. They would definitely be. I mean, maybe that's the question that we want to talk to. Is I can show it relative to my historical data set, right? How do these masks compare to all the other N99s that I've tested? And I don't think I've seen anything lower than 97%. So I would be suspect. Just want to make sure this gets back into the right bag. Oh, here we are. Well, thanks everyone for hanging around. Hope you had a good night. You won't get to see this one live, but at least you'll see where the data came from. Thanks, and we'll catch you on the next one.